Alright, just nice and quickly, I'm going to show you how to make the mitre patterns up that you use to cut your corners. So if you go to your hardware store, which I showed you before, you'll buy something like that. So these are what you buy from your local hardware store. They're pre-made corners, and you put them in, and then you'll just rivet your gutter into there, so you can get the internal, which is that one, and the other, that's a different make, and then you can buy the outside corners as well. Now, as you can see, they're pretty expensive, right? So the easiest way to do it is when you get that, just unrivet those with your drill, and then you can cut that or work that to be your mitre pattern. Easiest way to break these down, just drill out your rivets. Like so. Okay. And now these have a tag on the back. Sometimes they cut them to bend completely at the back, so you may have to add a tag. Okay, and we undo that. There you go. Now, I'm not going to worry too much about the internals because it's the exact same process, okay? To turn that into a mitre, see this top lip here? We're going to cut that off. So what I would do is all these laps, see the laps? I would bend them out nice and easily. Okay. Like so. You can use grips, you can hit them out with a hammer, whatever tickles your fancy, right? Then with your pencil, I would write lap on it, so you know that that is a lap. And then all we're going to do, lots of little cuts all along the top. All the way up, and then we're just going to cut on this line, and those little cuts will allow it to bend. Okay, so we're taking that section off. And then what I generally do is, see that back? I'll cut half of it there, because it just sits better when you cut in the corner. Bend it out a little bit if you like. On this one, you see you've got the lap there, or if you've had to cut it off and you have to put a lap on it, make sure you write lap. And what I generally do is, see that bit there? I make it a bit wider so my pencil can get into it. So I know exactly where I've got to draw back to. Because when you measure, you actually measure from that section there. Okay, you don't measure from there. If you're measuring gutter, you measure from there. Okay, again, I'm going to take half the back off. And same again at the front. Now, when I've got my piece of gutter, it sits on nice and flat and is easy to place. And I'm just cutting on that line. And I'm cutting on that line. Then you rivet it all up there. Same thing applies with the internals. You're going to undo your rivets, cut off the top, use it as an internal miter. Let's look at if you cut it off the house. If you cut this off the house, okay, these have been soldered together. I don't know if you can see that, but they're not riveted, okay? So the easiest way to break solder, get yourself, this is just a little torch, okay? You probably use a hairdryer, to be honest, it'd take a while, but you could probably use one. And I just find you just heat up the solder. And it's broken. Now you may want to heat that up a bit more and just clean that solder off. But then you're doing exactly the same as that. You're going to cut the top off. Cut it a bit shorter, it doesn't have to be as long. Okay, now I would trim the top, trim the back again, and cut your corner. Now that works well if you're matching gutter to gutter. So it's the same type of gutter going on the house as it is coming off the house. So there you go. That would be one external. You would do the same on the internal. That's the easiest way to make up your miters. So there are three main ways to get your miters. One, you can ask a roof plumber or your supplier, and they will just draw the pattern onto the gutter, and you'll have to cut it, then make your miters from there. Second one is get one from the hardware store, break it down, cut off the top lip like I showed you. That'll give you a good miter pattern. And the third is to take the miters off the existing house. And you can do that if the gutters match. If the gutters match and the dimensions are the same, that'll probably be the easiest and cheapest way to do it. All right, I hope you really liked this video. If you did, like and subscribe. It really helps me out. And I'll see you on the next one.